Just join me while I come down, 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 down. Seriously. Trying to communicate is really difficult for someone like me. It is. So I don't know people who watch my lives or my rants or whatever you want to call them. I don't know where you are in terms of like whether you live on your own land, well, your own, so to say, whether you have a mortgage, whether you're in private rental, or whether you're in any form of council social housing. Um, and luckily for me, I have had the experience of all of them and army. So I can, I maybe get what it is that I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to make people understand, but I am. I'm today. I've like had. I just want to. I just want to take the social workers by the fucking necks and say, "Would you like to see the consequences of your actions?" And it's like anything that I do, whether I have a meltdown, whether that meltdown is perceived by other people by the way that they want to do it, whether I live, how I express myself, how I deal with things. Please know that my children are not currently in the house. It is Nanny's day. So if I want to cry, shout, rant, stamp my feet, rah, 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 I can do whatever the fuck I like because it is not affecting the emotional well-being of my children. So if I want to sit in the corner and go, I can't take anymore. How many mothers do this? Let's be honest, women, right? How many on? Let's be honest, right? Most men don't know what us mothers go through. If you, I don't know, maybe you're a single mother, maybe you're married, I don't know. But if you're married, you'll understand this. Husbands go out to work. That's if you're married to somebody who goes out to work. You could be married to a complete raving cunt for all I know. But you know, if your husband does get up and go to work, and then obviously you're at home, and then you look after the kids and the house and everything, and then by the time he comes in, the tea's on the table and everything like that. How many mums understand this experience? When you're putting the washing and the drying in, and all of a sudden you just sit down in the cupboard, and you just want to close the door, and you just literally just want to just hide and get away from absolutely anybody, everybody. Um, so, you know, it's very, very difficult because everybody is in a different place and a different space and time in their own life. And when I first ever got into psychology, I suppose one of the things that I always found really difficult as a child was these black meetings, looked after children meetings, and it was like it's really difficult. It's a really difficult psychology because I don't think anybody's ever actually sat down with a child and said, so when you sit in these meetings and all of a sudden we're slating your mum, how does that make you feel? And it's like, well, I'll tell you how it makes it feel. Don't ever slag my mum off in front of me, mate. And I don't want to talk about my mum, obviously, because me and my mum have clashes over what's personal and what is public. Um, Let me just, sorry, I'm just drying the duvets at the moment. I've got all the normal everyday functions going on of, you know, washing and things like that. Oh, this is being sent to my neighbour, by the way, with a nice sign saying your housewarming gift is not welcome in my house. I'm going to make it very clear that somebody is not welcome in my energy zone or space. Um, so anyway, welcome. I have officially no longer got a living room. Let me just turn the lights on a bit. The boys are at my mum's. Dean's left his jacket. Dean's gone because I just can't take any little bit of any form of what's the word? Like if you put the troll, you know, the person who's got this website on me at the moment. If I actually had that physical person in front of me right now, how I feel about everything going on, I would probably, I'd probably, I would probably have to be held back by quite a lot of police. But I have children. I cannot face the consequences of having police arrest me. But I've been thinking about a lot of stuff lately and thinking about the different lives that people have. As you know, I'm a massive, big Fast and Furious fan. Whoop, whoop, all the way. As you know, I've into not a personal relationship with Paul Walker in the fact that, you know, we interacted like personally, like hey on the phone, but we had a interaction through Reach Out Worldwide, and obviously through Jessie, who was my accountability partner and coach, who was Paul's best friend. So when social first came into my life, and this is before I got to Flintshire, this was before Flintshire Council came in, this was when I was dealing with Lancashire Social Services, who were sort of like ringing me to sort of say, oh, well, we've got a phone call to say you're living in a car and all of this stuff. And I'm going, well, hang on a minute. I'm on the way to London. We're in a Ramada hotel. I'm going to my mum's. And I'm off to meet Jessie and Paul at the Fast and Furious for the Reach Out Worldwide. And I was also then going to the Success Resources, which was crewing for Richard Branson at the time. It wasn't Donald Trump, that hadn't even happened. I was going to crew for Richard Branson at the time. So when you've got somebody on the phone, like just take this, one of the guys from Clean and Clear just put the phone on me because I said to him, look, I said, I don't know where you are in the specs of all of this multi-agency and council stuff. I said, so I don't know who to give this particular information to or this particular information. Because what you've got to remember is they're all jobs worths. So they're all paid to get up. So the person who sweeps the streets is paid to sweep the streets. They're not paid to clean the road. They're paid to clean the streets, so they clean the street. So that's the pathway governing and space. Then there's the road cleaners that are paid to clean the road, and they clean the road. Why? Because we've got drains and blah, 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 blah. And there's a different machinery and different thing. Bumped into somebody that I knew over at Edgbaston yesterday, who, funny enough, is now alcohol, drug-free, excellent, absolutely fucking wonderful, and qualifying as a carer. And we were going through all the paperwork that he goes through, and I was laughing at him going, and this is the man who couldn't fill out a form. I said, look at that! So what's all this bollocks, you can't fill out forms? And he's like, I know. But we were going through all of the stuff that you have to deal with in the qualifications of being a carer. And obviously being a carer is a key. So carers are key, social are key, obviously construction is a key. The fundamental aspects of the building. Let me just show you. Try and see if I can show you quite a bit of what's going on around here at the moment. Well, I can just take you straight out my window at the front. Hang on. So basically, I've got scaffolding up all the way around. We're building at the moment, and again, always got scaffolding up around me, haven't I? I wish I had scaffolding for my body. So basically, if you can see outside my window right now. I've got this scaffolding that is literally going all the way up and around. Oh, guess what I saw? The 5G towers in Preston, in Portsmouth yesterday. So I have actually now officially driven them around. Why are we having this done? If you have a look over there, some solar panels going on the roof over there. So I've had solar panels literally put all over. Luxury solar panels paid for by the council. I'm not buying my own home ever again. Do you know that? I don't agree with the communism approach, but I do agree with the fact that I would be quite happy to live on my land and have my house in and have the Queen come out and build my bits and stuff and stuff. Because hang on, before my battery goes, if you just have a look, you'll be able to tell now all the council houses in the UK, because this one over here has had solar panels done. These ones haven't. These ones over here have all had solar panels done. And then these ones haven't. Now, obviously, they are going around still doing it, but on what's happened is we've got another matter going on. In fact, the irony. Little pigeon. Pidgey. Little pigeons have been getting stuck up in the roof. So we're having to work with nature at the moment in terms of putting all the solar panels in. So this is a worldwide thing that's going on now. Solar panels and everything is going in. What you've got to remember, so let's go back to XR. As you know, XR was a government ploy. It was part of a radical plan to bring in and implement the zero tolerance. Why do we need zero tolerance on certain matters? We need zero tolerance on certain matters because there has to be a boundary, there has to be a line. Take mine and Dean's relationship, per se, okay? Me and Dean have now literally got to the point now where I think them boundaries have been clearly defined by the two of us on where that line touches and where that line goes and where that doesn't. It's very difficult for a woman, somebody like me who's been through a lot of what I've been through and a lot of what I haven't been through but go through or understand, because I don't like conflict. I don't I don't like people raising their voices and shouting and violence and the thought of people hurting people. I think that's why I like Fast and Furious, because Fast and Furious in that terms of sort of things, it's yeah, okay, it's a little bit of fast cars. Yes, they do a little bit of bank robbery and stuff like that. But I couldn't handle Tarantino. Tarantino is just, and I know these are films, but the reality is this is real life as well. Like, what people don't understand is like, we all live like, okay, let's use Steve Bell as a prime example. Steve Jobs, sorry, Steve Jobs' famous quote was about not conforming to the ways of other people's dogma. The Bible also states, do not conform to the ways of the world, but by the renewal of your mind. Within the coaching world, we always talk about belief systems. Belief systems are the fundamental principles and the basis of our own beliefs, values, and core beliefs. Here. What is our core belief? Henry VIII had very many wives. He liked to chop and change, try again now. If your core belief here says that you are a Church of England Christian, then that is not true. Because if you believe that you are praising to the Lord through a Henry VIII, Victorianized, modernized, so that a man could keep continuing to impregnate lots of different people. But what you've also got to remember is he was looking for someone to give him sons. What we as women don't get taught much, really, is about the fundamental principles of, and men don't get taught this, and we don't get taught it in schools. We argue about, I've got to be careful at the moment, guys. My thumb, for those who know, I have EDS, it has me. So if you can see my thumb at the moment, when I pick up my coffee, I really, really struggle. So if I pick up my coffee, let me just actually show you. So if I pick up my coffee, right, as I squeeze to hold, now, there you go. You see my thumb come out. As I twist, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. And there, I have to literally pull my cup around. This is the stuff that you don't see. Because if I don't do that, and I do that, it goes boom. And then also I have to swallow down quite differently. So at the tail of end of this, let me just say, guys, let me just take you in here for a second, please. Let me just take you in here. I actually got a night's sleep. Can you believe it? The saddest thing is Dean's gone, so I won't sleep again tonight. I only tend to sleep when Dean's here. This is my personal space, and it's my bedroom space. And I don't really, I think sometimes we like to have just one thing that is ours and our space and things, but everything that's been created around me hasn't been created because I've walked into a shop or trawled around a supermarket or a shop to find something. It hasn't been because I've decided that I want my bedroom furniture a certain colour or my walls a certain colour or anything. It's all been created out of me. Oh no, I don't know how much you missed. I tell you what, because I don't know how much you missed, let me charge up. Let me just do this, and actually I'm going to come back on because this is really important. I don't know how much you missed, because when my thing flashes up with my battery, it freezes my lives, and I really want to talk about this and again say what it is that I had said. So I will. No, let me stay. Let me stay. What I'd basically said is this room here is very personal. It's my bedroom, and it's been created by everything that I actually said quite a lot. I didn't realise it had frozen. And I was basically saying that I haven't chosen my furniture. The Lord has blessed me with everything that I have around me right now. And I haven't, like, Dean hasn't walked in and got a massive big credit card bill for everything that I've brought. It's all free. It's all stuff off Recycle, or I've driven down the road and seen something or picked something up. So basically, I've taken what would have been the living room and I've moved it all back. The dining table's gone. The unit is in, and my bed is now in. So I'm now ready for healing. And then obviously we've still got the living room. I really missed out on a unit. A unit come up that would have been perfect for that. This is my favourite little blessing, my elephant. I still haven't got this up yet. People are not listening to me about my struggles. And I think the middle room is becoming the studio. And then obviously family, home family. There's my graduation, my kids. That was what I did for Dean for his family, and then this is the start of the kids that come into my life. So yeah, again, this is all done off Recycle. I've got a bit of a mix of culture. Obviously, in my last house, I had a big cross, and there is a big cross going up. Well, I don't really know whether I put cross up. I don't know. Obviously, I've got a lot of different mixes. I love this. They're absolutely beautiful. Again, this is free. Oh, look. Here's what's right next to me. Fantastic. I feel better now. Don't I feel much better now when I put my head on? Gives me purpose. Anyway, this is my bedroom read if you want to know what my bedroom read is at the moment. This is called The Mark. The Beast Rules the World by Tim Lahane and Jerry Jenkins. And this is about I'm going to learn some things I didn't know. This time as Satan resurrected and indwelled by the devil himself. It's no more Mr. Nice Guy. As the beast tightens his grip as the rulers of the world, terror comes to believers in Greece as they are among the first to face the GC loyalty mark application site. And it's the gloves are off and the battle is launched between the forces of good and evil for the very souls of men and women around the globe. I am glad to hear that one of my friends has come through the first signs. Even he said, if I hadn't have listened to you, he would have still been over in them flats, and he would have probably have been one of the first to have committed suicide through all of this. Despite whatever goes on between me and Dean, I don't really get a lot of it, but I'll always create the space for my husband. But yeah, I'm absolutely blessed. So I'm trying to pick myself up. I'm stalling some time. My back's hurting. I've got lots to do, but literally, I'm trying to get like a table downstairs. All these shoes are all going to people that are gifted. I'm hoping to sell as much as I can, but unfortunately, I've got a bit of an issue. And if someone needs something, I give it away. I'm just like that. But I need cash now, so that's what I need to do. I'm lining up for the 1st of April with obviously the great reset that is upon us all. Whether we like it or not, it is happening. It's whether you're conforming to it or whether you understand what's going on around you right now, which is difficult for many of us to fathom. All you've got to understand is you're not the person paying the bill for the lights on around you. You're not the person paying the bill for the bins being collected around you. You are in many ways through tax, but at the end of the day, there's a line and hierarchy and chain of command that goes on to the landowners, to the people that have to beg and go to the council. I've just asked, as requested, so please find enclosed documents as requested. This is not me sending them sending me out documents. This is me who is asking for documents as requested. I have literally asked for, where does this go back? Held on March 2020. Has she got, how far does it go back? I bet it's not long either. January 19. Yeah, it does. Right. So there we go. I now have all of the documents from the moment that Shayla Grace came into the world on the 15th of December 2020. Hang on a minute, that said January 19th. This is what you've got to be careful. I've got to do a full-blown SARS as well, because when you request paperwork on yourself, you only get the top layers, what's called the skeleton argument. And you have to do a deep search with these people, because you can get the internal emails, any text communication between people. You can have absolutely anything of it. What you can't have is the word of mouth that's gone on. And one of the problems with any social services meetings is, like, unlike the police, they don't have body cameras, so there isn't any proof of everything that's been said that wasn't put into the paperwork. And that's the difficulty. How do you prove what hasn't been put into the paperwork, and whether you have constantly been sharing that information? And at the end of the day, why should they have paperwork on you in the first place? Please do know, by the way, that Portsmouth are well heads up with people that like to troll, use social services against me, people who like to threaten and intimidate me because they don't like the truth coming out. They are very, very, very aware. But at the end of the day, it only takes one person to light the match that causes a fire. It is now the survival of the fittest, and this family has drawn the line. Lots of theft is going on within the area. People are losing their minds. It has just been announced in the Portsmouth area that people are stripping down people's cars right outside their front doors. Obviously, can't afford to maintain things that are going on their cars right now. It is a time we head into of complete and utter fucking smutty and debauchery. The LGBT are leading the way with the festivals. Everything's being done through their budget. Anything that's going to be going on as from this time will be led under quite a horrible budget right now. Keep kids safe. Don't let them contaminate your kids just because somebody else is doing something that everybody else thinks that they should be doing. That's not the case. You can't save somebody else's soul. You can't. You can't. You can help, and you can point, and you can put them in the right direction. If Josie self-sabotages, there's nothing that I can do. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. And you can teach somebody that they need to be healthy, but you can't make them do the press-ups. But like when we were at the stairs in Portsmouth yesterday, we were with all the pigeons. One of the pigeons got a bit of a broken beak. And if you take them to the shelter, they'll just put them down, because there's a lot of bird flu going on around at the moment. So you just have to help him, just get it slightly in, a bit past his beak. Just like my son that was born with a cleft. Some people do have broken wings, broken legs, and some people have got injuries that you just can't see. Unless someone has a cast on their arm, you don't even know that the bone is actually broken. And unless you go up to them and go like, and they go like that, you'll never know that they're suffering in pain. So unless you go up to someone like me and go, oh, what a shithole, you're this, you're that, you're this, and eventually I'm just going to go. And I don't want to cross this line in me, because if I cross this line, it's me that has to pay the karma and consequences. And there's just certain people in this world that are just not worth going to prison for. Josie really struggles, yeah, with people who antagonise her, because she came here after a fight the other day, and it's like, I find this really difficult. So Josie, why can't you just tell people they're not worth the prison time? They're not worth the prison time. That person is not worth the drama or the trouble that it brings, because there's good police officers out there and they are trying to keep things going and straight, but unfortunately everyone's paid to do something a little bit different. And at the end of the day, you're going to start hating the people with the disabilities because we don't have to wear the masks. Having a disability is a positive right now, but would you want to live with this? Would you want to live with this? Would you want to live with this? I bet you if I find something to blow my nose on, it's probably, I'd end up bloody having blood coming out of my nose probably. I already know I have today, so, um, I blew my nose earlier on and, yeah, so, and bowels and things like that. So, we have to look after our bodies and we have to be healthy, but sometimes they say there's no cure for certain conditions and it's degenerative and it's going to do this. So ultimately, there's all these things that people say, but it comes back down to the belief systems. Unless I believe something, it doesn't make it true. But you can't change the natural laws of the universe. If you don't believe in God, you can't make something go away because you don't believe in it or it's not part of your truth and understanding or education. You can't change the natural laws of the universe. Polarity will always exist. Energy will always be. Perpetual transmutation is. You can put a rocket from doof to doof at the point of gravity that we couldn't even fathom or understand for us as a person to go boof and be able to shoot ourselves. So we have to advance and we have to create things that propel us to be something greater. That means that we can be from where we want to be to go to where we want to go in taking leaps of faith without a system around us that observes and writes paperwork in such a way that's tick box, because it's not about whether someone can jump out of a plane or climb Kilimanjaro or um, see the Alps or go over an aeroplane. It's about, can somebody wipe their bum? Can somebody get up? Now, I have many challenges on these things, and as I get older and older and need a little bit more, but it should be about preventative with people like us. And, you know, anyway, I need to go and battle with all of this stuff. And I just want to say that to the outside stuff that's going on, we're all going through things. Everybody's struggling, and it's really difficult for people to be open and honest and true with themselves, let alone with the people around them. And if you don't talk about how things make you feel, like trying to explain to a social worker how it feels to have your children taken and then live within your community after this, they can't get that. They can't get that. Once your children have been taken from you in such a way as mine and many others have done, you've always got to answer to people, justify yourself, explain, face the shame, deal with it all the time, face people's shock, awe, oof, ouch, pain, doof. And it's hard because people just want peaceful lives, and we get this. If a woman walks down the street and gets raped and that person is your best friend, what do you drop to be there for that person? What if you're at work and your best friend's just been raped? Do you tell your boss that you're going out and fuck off? Well, I want to be there for my best friend, whether my best friend is getting married or she just been raped by some cunt. I want to be there when my mum gets older and someone is going to have to be there to look after her, and it isn't going to be the state. I don't know how my mum feels about me, um, but I know that as my mum gets older, um, I want to continue trying to create this space that I'm trying to create to make sure that my mum doesn't have to continue keep working and she can enjoy being with our grandkids and getting to know the grandkids that she didn't get to know because she's 16 years older than me. I don't want to lose my mum before we sort things out. I want to do these things for my parents and for my family. I want to make sure that any person who's coming into the world through my family dynamics, be it my children or grandchildren or my great grandchildren, I want to know that they just have somewhere in this world, just somewhere that they know that they can go and it's safe. And Nanny's put fucking security, Rottweilers and fucking archers all the way around that space so my children and family can be completely free in that space without the fear or worry from people with outside that can cause any harm or drama in that space for them. Not for them to be permanent, they can come out, they can go where they like. But maybe a snowboarding place. Do you know what I mean? Maybe somewhere. Maybe it is. Maybe it is going to be in um, Sweden or somewhere like that. I don't know. I would like. I'm not a patriarch, and I've learnt that I'm never going to be. I don't think I am somebody who's a patriarch, and all these different labels that they have, right, left, all these different things. Um, are you a communist? Are you Christian? Are you Muslim? Um, are you this, that, you know, I don't quite know where I fit in. I'm white, apparently. I'm female, I know this. And I have a vagina. I don't have a penis, I have a vagina. Um, and yeah, anyway, I need to get on. You guys need to get on. And I love these refining times. I do. I do. It's Passover. We're heading into Passover. Easter is a pagan holiday yet again. Stay away from all of that. Nobody's getting my womb over Easter. Nobody's putting a baby in my womb unless she's married to me. I tell you what, I wish my dad had given me the father-daughter talk. You know what? I'm not really into all of these book teaching Christian people, but I think it was his name, R.C. Blake's, and he wrote a book called The Father Daughter Talk, and he has lives and videos on his book, which is where mine will eventually be going. But he wrote a book on the Father Daughter Talk, and he's done the one from the son, father son's talk as well. But all the things a father should teach their daughters about the ways of the world and the male female relationship and marriage and all of these things, and we're not taught these anymore, and we wonder why we have so much pain and hurt, and this relationship breaks down and that relationship breaks down, and this happens and that happens, and it's what we call the EastEnders Coronation Street drama life, and it just keeps people who have no service to the world just entertained. And I don't know, you just get to an age where you just want to be a grown up, don't you? You want to be a kid, you want to be a grown up. I actually want to be a grown up. I want responsibility. Oh no, I've just put it on myself. I actually do want responsibility. I want to wake up knowing that I've just fed 1,000 people that day. I want that responsibility. I want to know that my community here in Portsmouth, that nobody is going below that threshold. And if they are going below that threshold, that John, Teresa, Sue, and May can go around, put the kettle on, and we can get people up and about and help them. I want that responsibility. Wow. What a battle I've been having over taking responsibility of other people. I want to take Josie under my wing and guide her and teach her and battle with her. But at the end of the day, if people don't like what I say, they can leave, they can go. I'm not asking anyone to come and pay me to do anything for them. I'm just, I don't know, I'm gonna go and find my land and continue with what it was that I was trying to do in 2010. Nothing's changed. It doesn't matter how many people try to batter my head or tell me that I can't do something, or that this is right and this is wrong and I should do this or I shouldn't do this, or you can do this and you can't do this. My mum taught me the greatest thing ever. There is no such word as can't. And, you know, the coaching world taught me that KFC got 1,009 no's. Is it because we shouldn't have had KFC in this world and it's polluted everything? Or is it because We needed something like this. Hence why KFCs are still open. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All I know is my little wall is starting to fill up of children that are personally in my life. I mean, these are kids that are personally in my life, not on the internet, not families on the internet. These are people that I meet on a daily basis that have social in their lives, that either come to talk to me because someone's got a load of people outside their house to kick their heads in, or someone's just about to have sex with someone and they don't know what to do. And I don't know. Counsellor in this is not a paid job. An MP is a paid job, but a counsellor is not a paid job. And you've got to fund it all yourself. So I don't know. Maybe I do need to find some patriots for me to be, Portsmouth City Councillor. I don't know. All I know is eventually I'm going to have this done, and I'm going to be able to wake up in the morning, jump into my trainers, go for a run to the beach, ties, stretch, yes, come back, make me juices, prepare me day, sit down, make the table as my kids are all getting up and about, and go for a shower and everything, and sit down and have a lovely breakfast, maybe probably outside, in a really nice place, and have breakfast with my family as we go off into our activities and our days. And I know that the seasons change, and I want to live within the seasons and not the calendar of man, of the education system, but the calendar of the true seasons, not the one that we were given, because our holidays were different, and there was the holidays for the rich and there was the holidays for the poor. And I don't want to be a poor person. I don't want to be a rich man either, because I'm not a man. But I don't want to be under all this mental health label just because right now here in the top of the base of my neck it's going. I know that I've got an A&E trip coming. I know that I've got a painful clip that's going to come. That I've got to rely on the kindness and compassion from strangers to pick me up from the floor and care for my children and me, and while people are paid to medically intervene to find out what's going on. It's about care. You can't pay for someone to care. Social care. This, again, and this is without kids gone. And I think, by the way, when you find out you're pregnant and you go to meet the doctor and you meet the health visitor, I think they should sign a contract with you immediately to tell you and warn you that you have a duty and responsibility when you get the birth certificate. They should tell you that if you get sick, if your mum dies and you grieve, if you have any hassle, if you go for an anniversary, we take your kids and we rape and pillage them or offshoot them and sell them. And and I think they should warn us of this before we even bring children into the world. Not a lot of people even know that investigations have gone on them without them, and they might have been safe, or they might have had someone who stood up for them. But what you've got to remember is there was days that we had the big castles and people stood outside and people come on horses and they ripped them up. Nothing much has changed. We've just got nice twinkly phones with pornography, child pornography, rape, gaming. I am a robot. I am a robot. I cannot conform. I cannot. I cannot think for my conform. I cannot speak anymore. Anyway, how does it feel to be gagged? Do you know what? One of these days, I'm going to get an award for being the greatest, world's greatest interventionist.